Hey everybody, this is SM Trader. Today is May 13th, 2025. I want to go ahead and introduce myself and tell you a little bit about me and about what this channel is going to be. This channel is new. This is the second video that I've uploaded. The first one was actually just a test, just to see, just to start learning how to upload videos on YouTube and things like that. But as far as myself, I am a professional day trader and swing trader. I trade. Right now, I'm focusing on futures, but I also trade equities. I also do options. I do everything, everything. But futures right now is where I'm at. I'm creating this channel because I have some things that I want to share with the world. I have a very different perspective on trading than what's been presented on YouTube, in courses, what I see in books. I have a very controversial view on things, and I'm going to challenge many of you in what you have learned, what you've seen, and what's out there. But I'm telling you, what we have learned as traders, I'm not going to say that it's the wrong information, because it's not. There are people who truly make money with what's being out there, but it takes a lot of work. But I think we have come a long way since digital trading first began. And I think a lot of the material, some, like, for example, some of the indicators were created in the 50s and the 60s, and we're still using these things. Thank goodness the original authors created them. They were great pioneers. And but I think we're living in a day and age where things are accelerating. And so up to date, I've probably created over 300 indicators, with, I would say, maybe 15 of them being absolutely remarkable. And a lot of my indicators are AI coded indicators. AI, as of right now, AI, it can really help you. It can get you close to what you're trying to do, but you still have to use your brain, because AI is just not completely there yet. But I have coded some things that are so remarkable that it just completely outperforms, blows away anything that's commercially available to retail traders. And frankly, some of the indicators, it scares me that they're so accurate. And I can, and I actually have, completely eliminated candlesticks from my chart, because again, I have these controversial views, and I'll tell you, one of them, I have felt from probably after the first year of my trading that candlesticks is the noise in the markets. It's the thing that causes confusion. It's not indicators. Candlesticks is the thing that causes confusion. And when you eliminate those from your charts, you see trading in a whole different world. And what you're looking at right now is an example of that. This is what I have replaced my candlesticks with. And even this, as remarkable as this is, I don't even need this. All I need is data. I have another method I'm going to reveal in my upcoming videos, the other methods that I use to trade, but I don't, sometimes I use no graphics whatsoever. It's just simply data, and you can completely trade off from that. But it is not necessary to learn chart patterns. There's hundreds or thousands of chart patterns. Same thing with candlestick formations. do you really think, if you're a beginner trader, do you really think that banks and institutions are using their traders to trade candlesticks or, cup and handle or ascending triangle? Do you think they're really looking at breakout trades and things like that? If I was able to move the market, I would not be looking at those things. Okay. So I don't want to reveal too much so quick in this video because it's very complicated, and I need to show you guys with, with comparative analysis, using candlesticks because that's what you're used to, and then showing you the data and the other graphical methods that I've created to show price. And that's another fallacy. Price is king. Price is not king, guys. It is not king. So, but again, that's for a later discussion. But what are we looking at here? So what we're looking at here, this is crude oil. This is crude oil for the day. And we could see that crude oil here had a rally, right? So the big question that you need to ask is, who is in control of the market? Okay, you have to establish who is in control of the market. And you can use multi-chart analysis, which is fine. One of the things that I see that's taught incorrectly is market structure. Market structure is, some people only define it to one chart. Some people will define it to a multi-time frame analysis where they're looking at the day, maybe the month, the week, the day. They do sort of a drill down, but that is not complete market structure. There's a whole nother element to it. You have to understand the environment that we're in. And so I'm going to reveal some hidden secrets that frankly I've never seen discussed and revealed to retail traders. So if you're new to this channel, stay connected. I am not here to get subscribers. I am not here to get clicks. I don't care about that. I'm not creating a Discord group. I'm not selling anything. Frankly, I don't even know if I even should reveal some of the things that I know, but I have this compelling urge to to put some information out there, and so, and I want to put some things out there for family and friends who need to know the truth about trading and making money in this environment. So, so this is a graphical representation of what the market is doing today. And you see, it's so much easier than looking at all these chart patterns and candlesticks and things like that. But basically, it's defining who is in control of the market. So when you see this, the thicker white line or the thicker red line, this is telling you that the buyers are in control. And this is telling you that the sellers are in control. But it's also telling you when the buyers and the sellers are having a battle, for example, right here. So here we could see that the buyers were in control. Okay. So we know we're going to be taking an up position here. But you could see right here, here, and here, the sellers tried a takeover attempt. They tried to it was a little battle right here. And most likely they're going to lose because who has the big upper hand? It's the buyers. And you can see the sellers lost. They lost again. They lost again. Okay. So what happened? So the sellers came back and they attempted a takeover attempt again. They lost. They tried it here. This was a really strong push right here by the sellers, but they lost again. Immediately they lost again. And then, so remember, when you're trading, you can have two people that have opposing ideas and they both can make money. If I was a seller here, sure, I can make some money here. If I was a buyer here, sure, I can make money here. So how is it that a buyer and a seller can both make money at the same time? It's your entry. Entry is everything. Entry is everything. I want to say it one more time. Entry is everything. If you focus on anything when you're day trading, you've got to focus on what is the perfect entry. Okay? This will tell you what is the perfect entry if you're going to go long. If the buyers are in control, what is the perfect entry for me to go short and to do a quick scalp? Okay? And how do you know whether or not you should do a scalp or whether or not you should hold that trade for the long term? Okay? Candlesticks don't tell you that. Okay? This tells you everything. Okay? So we see here that the buyers were in control, and up to this point, sellers had a takeover attempt. Now, who won that takeover? Sellers did. Boom, broke out, and the stock just tanked, right? Now, as you're holding through this, you don't care about pullbacks. You don't care about retracements. You don't care because you know who's in control. Okay, so and so this is one deal that I coded here. These white lines, dashed lines here, these are other areas that I've coded, other things that I've coded also that gives me information. But so I know that there's going to be a rally right here. Boom, buyers take over. They're in control, and this is telling me what the strength is. So the strength is just huge. So from this point on, I'm going full speed here. Maybe I'm putting on my first my first block of shares. I don't know, let's just say 500 shares. But then once I get the confirmation of all these things here and this, boom, I'm going to go ahead and dump, add on, incrementally another 500 shares or 1,000 shares or whatever. And then I'm just going to let this thing run. Okay. And here, this again, you see there's this little dot right here, green in the center, white on the outside. So I have information right into this that's telling me I don't need a candle. This is telling me everything that the current candle, what the environment is for the current candle, what the candle's doing, what the environment's doing, on the and just with this is giving me a multi-time frame analysis of what's going on the higher charts. So I know everything. And same thing down here. This graph down here. This is buying and selling activity. I don't look at volume, guys. I'm telling you, I've eliminated volume for my charts, and what I look at is market participation, activity. Think about this. If you could be a trader and you could be going into the market with 1 share, 10 shares, or 100 shares, right? So volume is going to look at all the number of shares that are out there, right? Okay, I don't care about volume. I care about the number of people that are active, because the people that are being quiet, people like me, I'm going to be active in the market, but I'm not going to be active in the market with 10,000 shares. I'm going to be active in the market, maybe first coming in with 300 shares. I'm going to be quiet about it, okay? And then once I'm ready to make my move, I'm going to, I'm going to start my accumulation. I'm going to tack on another 300 shares, and then another 500, another 800. And then when I'm ready to really take off and bust this thing out and make the move that I want, I'm going to go ahead and start doing 1,000 shares, 2,000 shares, 10,000 shares, whatever the number is that big institutions, big players, what they do. Okay. So I want to know how many active participants there are. I don't care how many shares that they have active moving the market. I don't care about that. I only care about how many people that have actually pushed that button. How many people have that are going long? How many people are going short? I don't care about the number of shares that they're doing. Look at it differently. Okay? So that this is what this is telling me. How many people, not shares, how many people are active buyers? How many people are active sellers? Look at the active buyers right here. Okay? Active buyers. Okay? Then you have active sellers right here. When you had the takeover attempt, active sellers right here. And then boom, the buyers pushed it back. This is a no-brainer to take this trade right here. Okay? Now, just for the sake of it, I'm going to go ahead and bring down a candlestick chart so that you can actually compare. You know what? Let's just take a quick look at the NASDAQ, for example. Let's do NASDAQ. Okay. Look at this beautiful, beautiful, easy trade on NASDAQ today. So this is Tuesday right here. So we have, okay, Tuesday right there. So 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so here's 8. So I'm in Central Time, right? So market opens here in Central Time at 8:30. Okay, but look at that. Look at that beautiful. So you had a little bit of a takeover here between the buyers and sellers, and then boom, and you already know that the buyers, the active buyers, are already in control. So I could have started trading this futures contract at 4:20 in the morning. Okay, 4:20. I'm not looking at any candlesticks. Look how much cleaner this is. Okay, got my signal here. Hey, you got bullish sentiment is starting to take over. Buyers take control. Sellers lose out. So I got it here. How many active participants? How many buyers? Almost everybody was active here, and it's just constant. Okay, so just gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. So this is what I'm talking about here. Here, let's just go ahead and pull down so you can see the candlestick here. Okay. So now, if I'm day trading and I'm in here, and now for this, since I code, I tend to have a lot of things on my chart because I'm always constantly coding and analyzing and tweaking everything. But if you're looking at so this is a 10-minute chart here. Okay, so if you're trading, all these little candles, and what I see with a lot of day traders is they'll find a position and they'll enter into one candle and then they're out, or they'll stay in a few candles and they're out. How do you know whether or not and they do this 2-to-1, they do the 2-to-1 risk ratio, for taking profit and placing their stops and stuff like that. I don't do that. I'm not giving any type of advice out there. This is for entertainment purposes only. But I'm telling you, I've been trading a long time. I don't do that. For me personally, I don't care about no 2-to-1, because if the stock is going to go 20 times, past that 2, this is what I want to capture. And so I've coded, I have a plan to capture that. I'm going to capture the most. And I'm going to tell you something else, guys. I'm going to listen to me. If you are an advanced trader, okay, because again, this is not for beginners. This is for advanced traders. Okay, you remember, you heard this from me first. This is the first time I'm going to say this, and it's the first time it's ever been said in the retail trading world. I don't know if it's been said in the professional circuit. I don't know. Maybe it has. But I don't set my stop on the bottom. I set my stop on the top. What I'm telling you, believe me, I'm going to come out with a video that's going to blow things out of the water. I do not put my stop on the bottom. I set it on the top. When I enter into a trade, if I'm going long, I enter into that trade, I go long, and I set my stop on the top. And I'm going to explain how that works and why it works. And just so guys, I don't want to tell anyone to subscribe to me, because believe me, the least amount of people that I have, these are going to become people who are going to learn so much, or an alternative view to what is being taught out there, and hopefully you're going to get something out of this. But anyway, so where were we? So we could see, how the stock accelerated. And the other video, the first video that I did, was talking about the contraction states, right? And the line in the sand, okay? So I took the Forex master pattern that's out there, and I looked at that code, and I found some issues with it. It's great. It's perfect. Okay, it's perfect in its own right. But if you go and look at, if you know anything about it and you go and look at the videos, just talk about the contraction, the expansion phases, and see, it has 3 phases to it. You see, I'm trying to remember. It's contraction, expansion, and then there's another phase where you see, is it a, gosh, I don't remember, because I haven't looked at it in a while, but when you have this contraction phase, which is actually it's really a low volatility state in the market, and you can see. Let me just expand this to make this big. Let's see, and I'm actually going to bring up. Let's see, yeah. So here you have the low volatility state, and you can see that like I said in the earlier video, you're going to have expansion that follows after that. So I know to take this trade right here. If so, what these arrows are denoting is for myself, so that, hey, if I just happen to walk in and I sit down on my computer and the stock is already moving, where do I jump in at? Okay, what's the perfect spot? Well, I really isolated that down, coded it, and defined it. Okay, so so I know I can jump in here, especially if I have the contraction, and then I have the line in the sand. Boom, take that. Okay, contraction, line in the sand, take that, take it, boom, boom, boom. Right. So, yeah, and so, but I'm just looking at some other things. I'm trying to decide if I even want to go into some of the other stuff here, but I don't want to not reveal, but I don't want to talk about, because it's just going to be too confusing, because everything has its own video, in order to just keep it focused and tight. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and sign out, and so just stay tuned. I'm going to, again, this is my second video, and I'm not real skilled at doing videos just yet, in editing and being concise with my words and getting it out. But I'm gonna get better, and but I just want to just share this with you guys, of a little bit of what's to come, and you guys take care. All right, I'm out.